wearing a hoodie, just relaxing. First day of a new year, dude. Just good times, good vibes. The flower is growing. Got gifted a little plant. Little plant, that's how I call him. Little plant, little P. You know, the big P, the little P. And yeah, just enjoying good stuff. Ate nachos, not tacos. And a bowl, like a Mexican bowl of like some good things mixed in. It's just incredible. Look, like food, love it. Any food, any kind of food, love it. That's it, love it. And if it's healthy, dude, it tastes amazing, and I love that. Come on, is that even like a real thing? Like the food that tastes so good and it's healthy, dude. Okay, I'm done. Let's go. Let's get more. Let's get fat, dude. Let's. Okay, you know, like it's funny how you can eat any kind of healthy food and still get fat from it. Or can you though? If you eat like broccoli and carrots, can you get fat actually? Can you though? I don't know. Not a scientist here. Not a scientist here. Not a scientist there. Not a scientist in sight. Let me also say this real quick. Saw TikTok, of course, wasting my life watching bullshit, and the guy was like recording a speech of Fauci talking about how they report cases about COVID, and he kind of indirectly said that they just record everything. It doesn't matter what's going on. They just put everything into the category of COVID. Even if a guy comes in with a broken leg, it's still registered as COVID. And then that shows that like it's fucking bullshit. Like they just admitted themselves that the information that they put out there is not reliable. But everything is based on that information, and that information is being used to scare people. So what's going on? And also, it's a very important thing actually, because there is a real shift. Like now, if you just look at things that are happening culturally, news-wise, and all of that combined together, things are just shifting to the other side. Like the narrative is changing, the story is changing. And the thing is, what's up? What's up with that? What's up with that? Because it doesn't feel safe, I guess, or it feels suspicious AF, because it's obvious when people do negative things, and it's obviously like impacting everyone in like a negative way. Let me take off the hood, because I cannot even hear myself properly. But if it affects everyone negatively and people keep doing it, at least there is a clear correlation, or like you can connect A to B points in a direct line. It makes sense what's going on and why. But now that they're changing the narrative, are they the good guys now, or they have some plan B to, I don't know what's up. So that's weird. And is it a conspiracy theory? And is it like aliens ruling the world? I don't think so. It's like, you never know. So much hilarious stuff that you can find online that looks so real. People have some proof, and like, and these things like, oh, I figured it out. You know, everyone's an alien in the government. Okay, good stuff. You know, go outside, take a deep breath. Yeah, but at the same time, crazy fun stuff. I also see how it's so easy to fall into just any kind of idea or story or anything. Really, like it's so. Like humans, they don't really have filters. We don't have that like, oh, you're not gonna trick me. Like, it's like we're very vulnerable. We just like sponges. We consume the information, the energy, anything that is around us. We just like take it in, like learn, get the information, just get it into us. We have the eyes that just like gather all the possible information, ears that are just downloading anything that you can like hear on the internet world, just like gets into your brain, and you're like, oh, like, yeah, that must be true. Then you read also, and yeah, it's very easy to confuse a person, a family, a group of friends, a class of students, an entire school, entire university, like a big, like, I don't know, what's it called, like a big cult or something like that, an entire city, an entire state, an entire country, an entire continent and the entire world in the end, because we just like hear information, it gets into us, we start thinking about it. Is it true or not? We don't even know, but we're already analyzing it as if it is true. And then later on we can be like, well, actually, is it even true? Why am I thinking about it? But that's it, you're already down the rabbit hole, and now you just need like a little bit of a distraction or extra concept, and you will be out of the like your natural path, out of your natural like initial way instantly. So that's how easy it is to distract everyone, confuse everyone, misinform, and create like new cults, new ideologies, new like movements, and all of that. It's just like say a new thing, and that's it. And by the way, the best way to do that, here we go, the worst fucking channel, gonna get cancelled, but the best way to do that is find insecurities that people have, find problems that people have. Let's go back to 2 videos that I made. Know your audience, like, you know, like what do they expect, what do they have. I actually didn't mention that in that video, and I regret that because I forgot, but it's very important to see this, like mainstream. Are people all depressed? Like, it's a really good example right now. And it was like a few years back, it was like a trend that just starts emerging. It's so obvious. People are like, well, I'm depressed. You go on the internet, everyone's like, yay, I'm depressed, we are depressed, woo, like, got no energy, can't like wake up in the morning, got low like desire for anything, just like no appetite, don't want to work out, so miserable, always tired. Fucking dust flying over here, what the fuck? Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, so people are now becoming depressed, so that's the trend. And then majority of people just align themselves with that because like they feel like that. And this is even worse because everyone can feel tired or energy less or have problems with their sleep. But whenever there's a movement and everyone's like, yay, we are depressed, it's so easy to just jump on the train and be like, well, you know, that's what's going on now in the world. And it's just absurd if you look at that from a perspective, like a awesome, good word. Uh, God damn it, so fucking should have slept instead of recording the podcast, but it's all good. It's like if you take a perspective of a third point of view, or what the fuck, third person view. There you go. That's the thing. Third person view, and you just zoom out and look at like what's happening. It's like so silly. Like a person has a problem, a group has a problem, they go aligned, it creates a movement. And if this is the big part with these movements and all this stuff, if it's not aimed at like fixing the problem, and it's just aimed at like screaming how miserable you are and how difficult life is and how everything is so like sad and boring and annoying and like, and all of that, what's the actual progress there? Like you're just dragging each other down, like pulling each other down, whining to each other, confirming and like rewiring, enhancing the wiring that you already have in your brains, that it's hard, it's difficult, it's tough, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. And if you look deeper on these things, and this is an important part, what's the actual like driver behind these things? These are the emotions. People want to be understood no matter what's going on with their situation, and when they feel bad or down or it's difficult, they want to be heard and understood. Everyone wants to have some kind of support or community that where they can talk and speak and let it out, and that thing that comes out, it lands somewhere, so they feel like they're not alone. Very basic human needs, by the way. Extremely basic. But it's very, very powerful to the extent that you can literally create a group of people that will go crazy and do some stupid stuff in the end. So yeah, that's the scary part. How did I get here? I don't even know. Let me double check the texts. Texting with 500 people right now for no reason. Okay. Gotcha, cool. So yeah, that's that. So that's how you literally create like a, what do you call, a direction. Like you create a group, or you can create a movement. Find those insecurities, tap into like people's emotions, provide a safety net, safety like understanding, protection, security, those kind of things. It's very basic, very simple, and people fall for that, and it just keeps going in these like never-ending circles. And I here's the thing. I believe we're actually never gonna be able to get out of this because there's so many layers that you have to go through. Like it's almost like you have to fall into like a supportive group that will in the end make you, that will turn you into like a hateful person or an angry person. Like you almost have to go through that in your life to understand like this is actually wrong, like I'm actually not happy here, this actually does not give me the fulfillment. It gives those initial little like supportive kind of like sparks that keep you like kind of addicted. It's almost as if like sugary kind of food, like that keeps you like, what do you call it, keeps yeah, keeps you hooked, I guess. So it gets you going, but then you're like, well, this is not fulfilling. Like, yeah, I'm getting good emotions, but nothing is changed fundamentally, like deep inside. And I think this is one of the biggest, huge parts of people and like in general, because they kind of don't try to be honest with themselves enough to notice that fundamentally nothing is actually is being changed with them. And it's just upsetting and disappointing and very sad to see, because a lot of people literally live their lives like that. They fall into like a group. And by the way, a group can be really anything. Even like playing video games to like extreme insane levels. I also think of it as a group because it does provide you those like quick hooks and like quick stimulation that makes you feel good, and it brings you that initial comfort and safety and emotions. I all of the next things that I can possibly say here, it's all gonna be emotions, emotions, emotions. Just reassures and gives you that social safety that you crave, that everyone craves. And again, I think it's so like it's almost like everyone has to go through that. So I think it's fine. And then the next part is that some people manage to get out of it and actually see like this is not helping me. It seems like it does, but it doesn't actually help me. So then people kind of stay in there and yeah, wait, no. People, if they manage to notice that, then they leave the group. They try to like withdraw and look for answers, and like figuring that part out is an insane challenge. But going through those steps, like actually understanding yourself, how you operate, how did you even get into this group in the first place, and why, like what got you there? It's like mostly insecurities, emotional problems, like deep things inside that like hurt emotionally somewhere like very deep. Most For the most part, like they are there, and they're very hard to notice actually. Like that's how tricky they are. So then you get into this group. Initially, it seems like it's working. After like some time, it's kind of like starts becoming weaker. Like the effect becomes a lot like less. Also, very similar analogy with drugs. Haven't done them. I mean, the ones like that are like super hardcore, I guess you could say. But yeah, like initially, if you take a drug, it seems like super crazy, but like if you keep taking, the effect goes down and down and down, becomes less and less and less stimulating, hooks you a lot less, and then you have to like reuse it a lot more. And these are the same type of things like if you try playing video games. By the way, just on that note, really quickly, I want to mention that um, I have been in these last days, I have been checking some videos and seeing like what do people play right now, how does it work? Because I remember like last time I was like extremely passionate and interested about video games, it was all kind of like falling apart in terms of everything was becoming about money. People were becoming more like angry and toxic, and there wasn't actual like joy in that environment. And it's so crazy right now to see that there's like thousands of videos where people are talking about like video games are not fun anymore, why video games are not interesting anymore, like top 3 reasons why video games are so boring right now, and things like that. And it's so crazy because that's exactly those kind of moments where you initially get into it, it's so fun and interesting, but then you understand that it's actually like doesn't give you anything really besides the stimulations. But even stimulations is kind of like an illusion, like it doesn't really give you anything. So then people start becoming a bit aware, and that's where a shift happens, and some people choose to kind of quit and do something else, and unfortunately a lot of people still decide to stay within and kind of struggle and, you know, stay confused because like it was good, now it's not, but then kind of new people are joining and they're super happy, and you used to be happy like them, and you kind of can relate, and then you feel like, oh well, I'm more experienced, I kind of know more. So, you know, like again, this is linking back to like status in all the other social aspects that people want and want to keep and want to have. So that can be literally like a hidden motivation for people to stay in a group, and group can be anything. It could be literally like a group of like feminism, or some, again, like video games, or like, yeah, any kind of supportive type of group in this manner. um Not to say that all of them are bad, but there are these like small confusions there. So yeah, and then the ones that are decide to leave this addiction to the movement, to like what's right, or, you know, like any of that, if once they decide to leave, now it feels extremely fucking crazy because you are now kind of alone. Before you had some kind of connection to the circle, which is another crazy desire of every single human. We want to belong in a group or be like around other people that are alike. So now that you leave that, you're alone. Crazy dangerous thing, but that shows like that bravery, or like a first like strong trait that an actually like a strong leader or a strong person would have. So that is extremely like respectful and admirable that some people do that. And it doesn't stop there, because this is only the first step out of like 10,000 steps, because from there you have to like keep going, and on every single step you can make a false decision that will make you confused, lost, and there's no one to support you or kind of guide you towards the right way, which is extremely challenging. And the good part, I guess, right now about the world we live in today, there are more people that I guess are deciding to quit the group and deciding to, I guess, shed light on the path. Like they would share their experience, guide, teach. And I think genuinely, like there were always people like that. It's just that in today's world, there's more people that I guess are like confused and lost kind of, and at the same time more people that are trying to be like aware, trying to be in full control of their like life and destiny and all of that. And it's kind of awesome, but it also, again, is another like huge division. And I'm gonna say this, I really think people are meant to live very different lives. Like it's meant to be like that. Because if you try to take it to extreme, it's not possible to be a person. It's not possible for everyone to be just like a one person living an identically similar or like identical life, because it's just random. Things happen, things change. There is so much like instability, crazy like random events. Like even if you live in a place where there's like natural disasters, it's not, you know, like it's so obvious. Like even if you take full control of everything, nature can still be random and like wipe half the population, or the opposite. Like you can, I don't know, like for some reason have like amazing nutrients in the soil, and like all of the fruits and vegetables that are gonna grow will be like super nutritious and healthy, and like people are gonna become, you know, so much like healthier and stronger compared to, let's say, other parts of the world. Like how do you, you know, how do you balance it all for everyone to be super equal and super like even? Like can't be, like not possible. So therefore I think that applies to every single kind of direction and path in life for everyone. Like you know, like it's really crazy, but someone's career might be like excellent and someone's is gonna be like disaster. Like they quit the job every 2 months, it takes a year for them to find a new one, and it's just a misery. And if they try to open a business, like everything goes wrong there. While like someone can be like a just randomly like pop out of nowhere and be like, oh well, I'm gonna start this business, I'm gonna sell like, you know, iron pancakes. Like the stupidest idea, but people find it funny, and then it kicks off and the person makes a lot of money. Like there's randomization effect in the place, and that's why I'm saying I believe people are meant to live like different types of lives. So it's okay if someone decides to, you know, go into like video games since like they're like 7 years old, and they make that their whole life thing. I think that's completely fine, actually. I think it would be not fine for me, and even there I might be wrong, to be very honest. I talked about this in a couple of videos, but if I look at like successful influencers or public figures that look like me, they're all in the gaming world, so it makes so much sense to like put myself there, because that's where like there's a match in that like category, because you know, like things are like a lot more aligned. So who knows, maybe I'm actually making a wrong decision here. It's not possible to really know unless you try both, which is also impossible because you need to like try both at like at the same time. So yeah, that's why it's all tricky. And I think this is even more crazy because I don't think you can calculate everything like perfectly with just your brains and logic. I just kind of don't believe that. I think there is like a luck, there is a feeling, there is some kind of like seventh sense type thing where you're like, oh, I'm just feeling, I'm sensing like I have to make this decision. Like logically it makes no sense, but like I have to do that. And that helps you step up or grow bigger internally, externally, financially, spiritually, in whatever way, you know, you want to grow. So that is also an effect, and someone, let's say, might not have that same sense, and they might be extremely logical and trying to make all the logical steps, and it might work out better, or it might not work out at all. So that's yeah, that's the thing. Very interesting stuff. I actually did not expect to talk about these on a New Year's first day. I was like, I'm just gonna chill, just gonna get on here and talk about some stuff. Let me double check the times. Okay, getting way too many messages, a bit annoying. So yeah, forgot the water. I would definitely just have a couple of sips right now. Getting, I guess, let out all the water from too much talking. But yeah, that's about that. And also, just I guess I'll say it like to add to this whole like group and movements and all these things. But there is, I guess, one thing that everyone has, which is like equal and equal to everyone, like it's fair for everyone, is that you can make a choice and you have the ability to make the decision. So you can always like try and test and see how it works, and like, and I think that is a really, really big secret to life. Like you want to try and test and try, just like do things. And I wish I could get this exact message out there a lot stronger, because I just want kind of more people to try new things and try and keep on trying. Because I'll just say really quickly, but yesterday night had a talk with one guy, like a super cool friend that I have, and we haven't been in touch for a long time because there were these like events with COVID. He was like extremely busy. He like went away for like a really long time. So there's all of that. And I remember how he was younger, and he told me that he's amazing at writing. Like everyone commended him, like how incredible his skills are, how he puts words together. He loved doing that. He went all of the like competitions in school, got like awards and all of the stuff, which is like super crazy. Like this is definitely like a thing that he can do. And I don't know if he started doing it or not, but I remember I tried to tell him, like, at least, try. Like, if you feel like you can do it, just try. Like, you're not gonna lose anything from trying. That's the whole point. Isn't that like the bigger, like a bigger picture, like a literally a formula to like figure it out, like find your life purpose, find like what you're good at, find what you like, just try it. Like, isn't it like I don't know, simple, like extremely simple? Um, so yeah, I'm actually probably gonna meet up with this guy at some point, and I'm very curious to know, like, has he done it? What does he feel about that at this point? And yeah, and yeah, so that's gonna be the last message. Try, just go out and try, as if this was like a public public speech. I would be like, yay, motivate the motherfuckers in the crowd and go out and try. And then some weird guy is gonna be like, well, misunderstand the information, is gonna go and try some weird shit, like some fucking creepy stuff. Also, I have some fucking really funny things I've seen all over the internet in some forums, discussions, and all that. The kind of shit that guys say or do, and that's. I definitely am gonna make an episode on that, or maybe even not. Another dust fucking flying over here. God damn it! I was like vacuuming, and it was like so clean, and now there's. Don't get it. Yeah, so I think this is the first day of the new year and the old habits. I'm gonna make so much fun of the New Year's resolutions in the upcoming videos, 100%. Just cannot fucking hold myself back. And that's it. I think that's it for now. That's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you genuinely, and see you next time.